Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video here to go over some essential tips for you guys to keep in mind before you buy anything from the Steam Spring Sale. Obviously, I like to do my tips and helpful advice, I feel, before going into any major Steam sale. And while the Spring Sale isn't one of the big sales as far as the Summer Sale and the Winter Sale that runs for 2 weeks, the Spring Sale is still going to put damn near the entire store on sale. There's going to be a ton of great deals, and I'll be covering them all in depth. But for those of you that do want to be a little bit strategic as far as how much money you spend, or any money that you spend at all, you'll want to keep in a lock to these tips. And keep in mind that I do these videos ahead of every sale. It's a lot of copy paste, but you know, it's beneficial and helpful to a lot of people, so I like to keep you guys updated. And some of the thinking people are new to as far as how to be selective with what games to play, or some things to keep in mind. But let's get right into it. Number one, look, the 80% offs, the 90% off, maybe there'll be some spicy 95% off sales that'll be running. All that looks incredibly spicy, but first and foremost, assess the backlog. You guys, I get it. The Steam page's promotion, it's very attractive. You really want to spend some money, but just skip the sale altogether if you feel like you already have a sizable backlog. And I get it that just because you have a sizable backlog, that doesn't mean don't buy any games and that you should just play the games in your backlog in perpetuity. Look, you might come up on a game and you just want to play that game now. I know that happens to me all the time, where a game might go on sale and it just clicks with me. You know what? That's the game I want to play right now. Or maybe a game that I played on console and it got ported to PC recently, and you see, for example, oh, Ghost of Tsushima got a nice sale. You know what? I would love to replay Ghost of Tsushima. I'm talking about in this hypothetical world where I don't own the game. But nonetheless, that might be what you're going through. Yeah, I totally get having feelings like that, but at the same time, you know, browsing the store for an hour, finding this game, just looking for games to buy. There should come to a point where your backlog is so big and there are games you're excited to play in your backlog that if you are buying games, it's almost like the games come to you. You just naturally out of nowhere, it gets promoted to you and you're like, oh, I kind of want to play that. And that's a lot of the times when these Steam sales roll around. I don't really sit down a lot these days and scroll the store for hours and hours. A lot of the times I'll scroll a little bit, and if I just hear something through social media, I just hear about something through the grapevine, I'll buy it, and if it's on sale, great. But obviously, I'm gonna be at a much different position than a lot of you guys. Like, I've been gaming for a long time. I'm lucky to have this YouTube channel. I get a lot of games sent to me. My backlog naturally is going to be a lot bigger than most people. But at the same time, a lot of you guys these days have 100 plus games in your backlog. I've seen it in the comment section where most of you guys have backlogs that watch this video that there is no possible way you'll get through it in this lifetime. If you couple it with the games that are coming out and that you're gonna play, and the fact that some of these games are 50, 60, 70 hours, the reality is some of you won't ever finish your backlog. And why continue to add an obscene amount of games? Just be selective with it. If you have a huge backlog, be selective, buy the games you really want to play, and then move on. And that brings me to tip number 2. Do not buy anything expensive unless you are planning on playing it in the immediate future. This is one of those tips that I mentioned in a previous video, like one of the earlier ones that I did that resonated with a lot of people, but it needs to be reiterated over and over again. And I say this from experience of doing this so many times. Look, let's just bring up a game that's come out in recent memory. Warhammer Space Marine 2. That came out back in September. I'm sure that'll go on sale during the spring sale. Maybe it'll be 35, 40% off even. 40% off on $60. You do some math, it would be $36. So, oh, Warhammer Space Marine 2 for $36. That seems like a really good deal. Yeah, it is a good deal if you plan on playing the game in the immediate future, because if you're just buying Space Marine 2 on the basis that it's $36 in this hypothetical deal that I'm coming up with, and you don't play it in a month or two, what's gonna happen? You can put 2 and 2 together. It's gonna go on sale and it's gonna be at a deeper discount. I guarantee you guys that will happen. what you have to assess, and you'll never have a 100% accuracy with this, but what is a game's floor as far as its price point goes? And that's how cheap can a game realistically get. For a Space Marine 2, I do believe in a couple of years it'll be down to $15. I do believe in a couple of more years after that it'll be in a humble choice, and a humble bundle, and so on and so forth. It can get cheaper, and that means if you don't plan on playing it, sure, you might in a vacuum think that $36 for Space Marine 2 is a good deal, and it absolutely is. I love Space Marine 2, but, and I'm not even trying to pick on that game. It's just the reality of getting the most value possible. If you're buying an expensive game and you're not playing it anytime in the near future, you didn't get a good deal. At that point, you didn't get a good deal. You're just wasting money. That's reality what you're doing. And trust me, as somebody that's bought games at like 50, 60 bucks, and then, and that's at launch day, and then I still didn't play it for 3 to 6 months, and then I saw it get cheaper. Okay, that stings a lot, but you can get baited into thinking, oh, it's 40% off, and that game just came out. That seems like a really good deal. 3 months later, it's 60% off. 6 months later, it's in a humble choice. I'm telling you guys, that's how this game is played, and just don't buy anything too expensive. And, too expensive is for you to subjectively assess. For some people, that's north of $10. For some people, that's north of $20. I would say anything that's over really $10 and you're not planning on playing it anytime in the near future, you should skip that. It's gonna go on sale for that price point again. You're getting no value out of it. Just skip that for now. Number 3, check out other e-tailers. Of course, Green Man Gaming, Games Planet, Humbles. A lot of these spots are running their spring sale right now, and a lot of them are going to beat out the Steam sales. On top of that, you get a Steam key for these games when you do buy them at GMG, Games Planet, or Humble. Outside of a select few titles, Ubisoft games, you'll get a Uplay key. Rockstar games, you'll get a Rockstar Social Club key, so just be mindful of that. But for the most part, a Tomb Raider, a Sleeping Dogs, whatever. A Warhammer Space Marine 2. Green Man Gaming's got that discounted right now. You'll get a Steam key for those titles. So utilize that. The only caveat is, and that brings it to number 4, with the other e-tailers, you cannot utilize Steam refunds. And do definitely utilize Steam refunds, especially you guys, if you buy more expensive games. And why do I say that? Because these days, a lot of games just are running like absolute dog crap. And if you buy a game that's like $35, or let's say you buy Star Wars Jedi Survivor, that's one of the most notorious awful PC ports of all time, has gotten better, but for this example, it's still probably gonna go for like $18 to $20. Try that game out. If it doesn't run to a level that you find playable, refund that sucker and keep your money. That's another murky territory you get into when you're talking about buying games and backlogging them for a long time. You can't utilize Steam refunds because we do have a 2-week window at that. 2 hours of playtime and 2 weeks of ownership. That is the window that you have. And if you have these games in your backlog, 6 months down the line, you finally decide to play it and realize that it's broken, it doesn't work on modern PCs, well, GG, no re, you just wasted money as well, unless you want to figure out how to fix it. Keep that in mind and just utilize Steam refunds. You guys would be surprised at how many people don't know about Steam refunds. I remember back in early 2022, I had so many friends pick up Elden Ring just on a whim, just based on the hype, and they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Literally was being asked, is this game like Skyrim? And then they bought the game, and they got into a wormhole that they weren't ready for, and a lot of them didn't vibe with the game, and they didn't even realize that Steam refunds were a thing. And I had to tell them, and then ultimately they got their refunds. And one of my buddies put out the greatest reason why message ever, saying I'm not built for this, as his reasoning for wanting the refund, which I thought was tremendous. That's in regards to Elden Ring, but utilize Steam refunds. It's a great avenue and tool that you can use, and it would be great if something like that was available on PlayStation as well. And just gaming in general, you should have some sort of refund window, so these publishers can't get away with releasing broken games. And number 5, I will also say, games get added to Game Pass subscription services. Game Pass has become an incredible subscription service. You can, debate ownership of video games and all this stuff, but if you're just talking about, access to video games, man, the value of Game Pass cannot be understated, and there's games getting added to Game Pass regularly. The entire EA catalog, or the EA Vault catalog, is in Game Pass with, the EA Access being baked into it. Like, yes, all those games, Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order, Mass Effect, Effect trilogy, all of that's available in Game Pass, and there's so many other great big games available at Game Pass. So if you're okay with, you know, using another service outside of Steam, which I know that might be a barrier for a lot of you guys right out the gate, making you not want to use Game Pass, but if you're okay with that and you're okay with, you know, a subscription service, you can sign up for a month. There's offers that are running all the time. See the library, play some of those games, and then, you know, you don't have to spend the however much money that it would be buying it outright. But that is going to do it for me. Again, more of a copy-paste video. We kind of do this every major sale, but I feel like it is good to reiterate this so you guys don't spend an absurd amount of money. And from the comment section, it seems like every time I upload one of these videos, a lot of you guys end up at least making some better decisions. And that'll do it for me. Again, these are just some tips to keep in mind before you buy anything during the spring sale. If you want to spend, you know, all the money you got, if you want to rack up some credit card debt, you know, feel free. This is just my 2 cents and how I would personally approach it if I was in your guys' shoes and I was being a little bit, you know, selective as far as the games that I pick up. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.